So joining us right now, our man, the Commanders fan, Commanders, Rio Robinson. What's going on, Rio?
What's going on, fellas? 7-2
How we doing?
feels amazing. It feels amazing, man.
Oh, man, you know it. I don't know if you saw Suave's video he made after the win over the Giants. We were all in the Eagles' nest celebrating, man. The vibes are just up. It is incredible with all the other Commander fans.
Oh, it feels so good right now. 7-2. For the first time since I was 5 years old.
I was -10.
Dang, that just made me feel old. I was 9.
if we get to 8-2, I was -5 last time we did that.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
So when we were 82, what was the record? What year was this?
86.
I wasn't even born.
Me neither. I wasn't even an idea yet.
Well, I was. Because I was born in 87, so 9
You were an
months.
idea.
Yeah.
You're an idea.
I was out there in the back of a Jeep. So
Whoa. Getting a little graphic here.
All right, let's move on. So coming up, big one at 1:00 Sunday on CBS against the Pittsburgh Steelers. When you think about this Steelers team and you think about their offense with Russell Wilson and George Pickens and whatnot, what would you say is the biggest concern on stopping them on offense?
We have to stop the run. Najee Harris, for whatever reason, looks like a very good running back this year. I think he's more of a middle of the pack type running back, but this year he's on a tear. Their running game with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, that's to be concerned because you saw the Giants ran the ball on us. I know we were in control for a majority of that game, but a lot of teams have ran it at will on this defense, even though the defense is ascending. That is my biggest concern. George Pickens on the outside concerns me, but I'm not sure what I've seen from Russ quite scares me, even though he's playing good football.
Yeah, and I meant to ask this as the first question. The trade deadline, obviously, earlier this week. The Commanders pick up Saints corner Marshon Lattimore. I want you to talk about that pickup. If you like the deal, I mean, I'm going to assume you like the deal, but what you thought of it, what your thoughts were, and how important it is in the future, not only stopping a guy like maybe George Pickens, or maybe with the Eagles coming into town soon, a guy like A.J. Brown, he could be a big pick. Talk about that.
We were never going to be able to fill every hole on this porous roster in one offseason.
Yeah.
But there was one remaining big hole on the roster. That was a cornerback one. We've got St. Jude's playing out of place. He's more likely to be a cornerback 2. We got Mikey Sanders still, the second rounder.
He can go back to the slot.
Yep, he can go back to the slot now that we get Marshon Lattimore, a guy that still has really good football left in him. 28 years old. We have him under contract through his age 30 season. He's making league minimum this year. He's making $600,000 this year as our clear-cut number one corner, $18 million in 25, 18.5 in 2026. And he brings this dog tenacity and ability to travel and follow number one receivers that Washington doesn't currently have. We're currently a middle of the pack defense. We've went from the 32nd ranked defense to around the 14th best defense in this league.
Yeah.
And somehow, without a number one corner, we've been the 5th best passing defense in the league. And a lot of that's due to pass rush. We now have a cornerback.
And now we can blitz more too.
We can blitz more.
Absolutely.
We can change a lot of our looks, and we don't have to have a nightmare every time A.J. Brown lines up against us.
Yeah. So Suave, I don't want to take all the spotlight here. I want to get you some questions if you're good.
Yeah, I got some questions. We talk about the offense. Your Jaden Days, Terry McLaurin, B-Rob, but have you noticed with the offense, there has been some unsung heroes that you could say, like, who has been that X factor that need to get their flowers as well on offense?
The entire offensive line.
Absolutely.
Offensive line, they were at best the 31st best unit in the league last year. Bobby Johnson comes in with a reputation from New York, but it turns out that it was the people he was coaching that was the problem and not him. Our offensive line is like, top 7 in the league right now? We've played against the reigning defensive player of the year in Myles Garrett, left him with a clean sheet. He didn't even register a tackle tackle, a pressure, a single stat versus this team. Last week, we played against a New York Giants defensive line. Dexter Lawrence led the league in sacks from the nose tackle position. Sam Cosmi had him banished to the shadow realm for a majority of that game.
Shadow realm.
The shadow realm.
The team that leads the league in sacks had 0 sacks on Sunday. Jaden Daniels' jersey was kept clean. And then Brandon Coleman, our rookie third rounder's first full-time start at left tackle, Brian Burns did not do anything against him. So the entire offensive line, they get a co-MVP with the quarterback.
Absolutely. And going back to Marshon Lattimore, everybody know, if you listen to the show, my relationship with Benjamin St. Juice is not a good one. Like, that's just my opinion. But I was looking at the practice. I see Marshon Lattimore actually teaching Benjamin St. Juice how to play the cover cornerback. So exactly, what does that mean for Marshon Lattimore to help our pass coverage, not with Benjamin St. Juice, but also about Emmanuel Forbes? Like, how does it go help him out too?
I mean, sometimes you got to see it to understand it. Sometimes you need to have sometimes you got to have a role model in the room to look after. We didn't exactly have that on the roster. It was just kind of like a smorgasbord of uncertainty at the position. Now you have a prototype type cornerback one. Is he the same corner he was 3 years ago? Absolutely not. But at 28, he still has a lot of good football left in him, and he's been balling when he was on the field this year. I love this for St. Juice because now he doesn't have the pressure of having to be the best corner. And as complicated as all of our relationship is with Benjamin, three other weak fans want him deported back to Canada.
See?
The thing is, objectively speaking, St. Juice is not playing bad. Like, it's just his mistakes are so his mistakes are
bad
so
spots.
polarizing. They come in bad spots,
Yep.
and it looks the same all the time. He has a reputation that precedes him. He gets called for things a lot of corners won't get called for because he has a reputation, and refs know him to be a grabby cornerback. But now, when Marshon, whenever he gets out there, he can settle into that CB2 role, and this may be all he needed because he thrived there when we had Kendall Fuller here in DC.
Absolutely. And Johnny D is back with us.
I'm
Yes.
just listening, man. I mean, I'm just listening. By the way, is it a good thing, Rio, that somebody who comes in has to teach a starter how to play the position? Like, that's a good thing?
I'll take it, man. Take the tutelage from someone who's been there before. We haven't had anybody in the room that's been there before. 2-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler. We don't have any of the sort in that room. So please let him be a coach until that hamstring's ready to allow him to play.
No, it's all good. Just asking for a friend.
Of course.
So you got any more questions, J-Lo?
No. So we talked about what the defense needs to do. What do you think the game plan? Because the Steelers' defense has got to be one of the, if not the best defense in the NFL. They've been incredible. Their pass rush, obviously, with the guys like T.J. Watt, has been outstanding. And, they've been locking up really well this year. What do we need to expose on their defense? Is it going to be more of the run game? I know the offensive line is going to be a big part, like we already mentioned earlier. What do you think we need to see?
I think this is going to be kind of a lazy answer, but Washington needs to keep doing what they've been doing. The Steelers' defense is phenomenal. Mike Tomlin, one of the better coaches in this league. TJ Watt probably is the best defensive player in this league, but they've got to feast on the 29th, 26th, 25th, 24th, 23rd, and 22nd best offenses so far this season. The best rushing attack they faced this season is the 15th ranked Denver Broncos with Javonte Williams and Bo Nix. This is a different animal, this Washington offense, and they haven't really been stopped. They've been neutralized at times. The biggest determiner of stopping Washington's offense has been Washington. We're killing ourselves with self-inflicted wounds, penalties in the red zone. We don't turn the ball over. Y'all want to hear the craziest stat?
Please.
Since 1933, Washington has the least amount of turnovers through 9 weeks of a football season. 3 turnovers in 9 weeks with a rookie quarterback. That's insane. That's
crazy.
And
That's
look,
like
I do
1933
have a
slinging.
question.
Go
by
ahead,
the way,
Johnny D.
I do have a question before we let him go. By the way, we're talking to Rio Robinson. Check him out on the Commanders podcast, Rio_Robinson91. Let's just move this story ahead. We're going to be optimistic. I'm not going to be pessimistic. Washington wins this football game over the weekend. They become 8-2. Are they a legitimate, not talking about playoff, I'm talking about
Here he
Super
goes.
Bowl
Oh my
type
god.
of team? Look, you gave every indication going out to get a Lattimore that your window is now. Right? That's every indication that you gave by going out to get a Marshon Lattimore. It's like, hey, we're trying to win right now. Forget about that long-term plan. We got a quarterback in place. We got the coaches in place. We got a nice left tackle in place. What is then the mindset if you do win this football game?
I think the mindset is definitely the window is now, and you do everything in your power to maximize the rookie contract of Jaden Daniels before you have to give him 45% of the salary cap. And the way that I currently see this conference, I know San Francisco's getting healthier. I know Philadelphia's starting to find their rhythm again. Detroit is the only team I can outwardly say is significantly better than my football team in this conference. So yes, I'm putting us in that conversation.
There it is.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, Rio.
ahead,
You want to
Jay.
go real quick?
Yeah, I got 1 minute with Phil. Honestly, Rio, can we just stop this? For me, I want to stop this. Everyone keeps saying Washington getting their respect. For me, I don't care if you get respect. I don't want nobody to respect us. I like us staying on the radio. I mean, do you want us to get our respect or just keep doing what we doing and be like the underdog for every last game?
Honestly, I just want the ball to keep rolling and us to stack W's. It's cool to turn on ESPN, NFL Network, and every single YouTube sports channel, and they're talking about my team. It's cool that everybody glazes and loves our quarterback. That's all fine and dandy, but just keep the ball rolling because this team is prepared every week. This team loves each other. There's a chemistry. There's a brotherhood. Just keep the ball rolling. I don't care what the outside noise is, man. Just go win on Sunday.
Absolutely. There you go.
There you go.
Final
Check
question
it
before we
out.
let you go, Rio. What is
you
your
got-
official
here,
prediction?
Look at that.
Oh.
Did we get his official? You know what his official prediction is? Why
But
would
the
we
score.
even
I
ask?
want a final score.
Score-wise,
We need a final
score-wise.
score. I'm sorry, Johnny D.
All right, we
I
know.
think
Okay,
we
go
win
ahead.
this game by 10 points.
Oh,
think
my
Whoa.
by 10 points on Sunday. I think that Russell Wilson euphoria, it's going to wind down a little bit, and we're going to have him in hell up front on Sunday. I think we're going to defend him similar to how we defended Kyler Murray and Caleb Williams, except Russ at this big age is not the athlete that he used to be. 24-14 Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels handles business. We don't shut TJ Watt out, but we do enough to not let him take over the football game, and we pound that rock, and we balance it by throwing it as well. We're going to win this game.
All right, go ahead, Johnny D. That's my
Good
apologies.
stuff, man. Hey, Rio, always appreciate you stopping by. Check him out at Rio_Robinson91, the Commanders podcast. And Russ will not be cooking this weekend.